welcome to the News of the Week show with your host, Braden Lowry, the guy who totally doesn't cry himself to sleep every night. Let's get into it. Hey baby, you ever get your asshole licked by a fat man in an overcoat? Despite popular belief, that was not me being creepy. That was me quoting our entertainment news of the week. Woo! And it includes a little duo you may or may not have heard of called Jay and Silent Bob. They were in movies like Mallrats, Clerks, and even Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. Wonder what that one's about. Who knows? They were also played by Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes. Well, if you do know them, and you also know CW's hit TV show The Flash, then you are quite possibly in for an amazing treat. Within the upcoming season, Kevin Smith, the guy who played Silent Bob in those movies, will be directing for the Flash series. I don't know, how many episodes he is going to be a part of, or any of that, but I do know he is going to be there for a few days, so we can expect something directed by him personally. And he also tweeted out a picture of him and Jason outside of a coffee shop during the recording. Now, this doesn't confirm anything, but knowing Kevin Smith's history, this leads to a pretty good chance that we are going to see Silent Bob and Jay make a cameo within an episode of The Flash. Look out, Stanley, new King of Cameo coming through. For gaming news comes something I'm 99% sure that 99% of you already know, and that is that Microsoft and Sony may be merging servers to make, cross-platform play a possibility. Now, if this were 3 days ago, I would have said that they were going to. But now that I'm at a point where I know a bit more about it, and Sony has actually replied and said everything and all that jazz, I can officially say that it is still a decent possibility, but due to some information I dug up, I've seen that, it may not happen with some games. But more on that in a second. First, I'm going to tell you about Sony's really big thing that they are really focusing on right now, and that is their new virtual reality headset that is said to come out October 2016. So for the people looking forward to that, there you go. You can play over 50 new games that they said are going to be coming out by the PlayStation's VR's release. However, it's a little pricey. It is $399 US to obtain this device. But if you know what to do and you really want virtual reality on your PlayStation 4, then you can definitely make it work. That being said, however, the article I read did also sort of go into just a little bit of what Sony said towards Microsoft's offer to make cross-platform play a thing. And basically, from what I've read, and keep in mind that the link that I'm putting towards the article, that's only one article. I have read multiple. And from what I've read, it seems like what they're basically saying is that they're open to it, but it's more complicated than that. It is just a bit more complicated by that. Because it also depends on the publishers and the people who make the games, because it's their say whether or not they are allowed to crossplay. So I think bigger, more fan-open publishers like Activision or Bethesda, they're more likely the games that are going to be oh hey, you can play with your friends on PS4 while you have an Xbox One. I feel indie developers probably will do that too, but that's a whole nother thing. So the point is, the cross-platform thing, is it gonna happen? Maybe. We'll just have to wait and see. Only time will tell.